Hello guys, good evening all of you, good evening India. Welcome to our YouTube channel, all of you. So you have done one session already, I guess, in our welcome to our Rananeeti session. So today we will understand like some basic few things about it, like how exactly we will handle quant and everything. So I'm waiting for a few minutes and so yes, then I'll start. Good evening, good evening. Good evening, people. Hi, Sandeep. Hi, Sandeep. Um, Good evening. So yes, we will be starting soon. Yes. So yes, guys. Yeah, welcome. I guess I'm audible right now. So yes, we will start obviously. So yes, I'll discuss like why exactly you need quant. Like let's say if you want to join any NLU, like let's say XYZ any NLU, then like not doing maths will also fetch any NLU. But if you want to do like the top 5, top 7 NLUs, like Bangalore or let's say NUJS or Gandhinagar or like the top NLUs, Hyderabad, Nalsar. So all of these NLUs, in fact, like the top 5, 7 NLUs, then you have to do maths. Why you need to do maths? Because the other people who are getting into this NLU, they are also doing maths. Because if you see, maths has like a 10% of weightage in 23, like it is around 12, 15 questions, then it is now 12 questions. So you have seen a change in pattern as well. So maths is something which is a fool score. So our objective is today how to make a fool, how to make a perfect math score, like 12 out of 12 or 15 out of 15 like this. I will tell you everything, Tuba. I will tell you everything. So I'll actually brief you almost everything what exactly we are going to do here, especially with maths, right? So I'm taking a minute, then we will start formally as well. And let me introduce myself. My name is Abbas. So I generally with iQuanta, I'm teaching maths. I'm taking care of academics and all of these things. So today it's my pleasure like to give you a very good brief about like how exactly you need to do in maths just to secure your spot in the top NLUs. Because one thing you need to remember, if you want to secure a top spot in NLUs or like in a top NLUs, then you have to do maths. Because without maths, it's impossible to join the top 5, top 7 NLUs. Because those people who are not doing maths, they might be into an NLU, like which is can be anything. But if you have an aim like Bangalore, Hyderabad, NUJS, or even like let's say even Gandhinagar and all other like the top NLUs, then you have to do maths, because maths is something where if you can fetch the full marks or like the perfect score in maths, that will give you a lot more boost. And math top and securing full marks in maths is not difficult, right? Because just you need to have a mindset like you can secure that number, you can secure that score. So that is our major motivation, like yes, you can, everyone can secure a perfect score, provided you are doing that, right? Some people might ask, might tell me like, yes, we are not doing like we have do not have maths. We have like left maths in class 10th, so we are not actually comfortable with maths. So what shall we do? What exactly we are going to do? First thing you need to understand, you don't need to have any kind of advanced maths for CLAT. Because in CLAT, if you see, there are certain basic concepts always, right? So we do not have a lot more importance in very higher or advanced maths. And if you've seen like the last year paper, it has changed dramatically, and they are like more like DI based papers, right? So there are 2 sets, and 2 sets will fetch you 12 questions. So these kind of things are basically common now. So it's not only about maths also, it's about how you interpret maths, more like a data along with maths. So this is the kind of structure they are following, and you have to be very well adapt with the structure, right? So let me go to the slide directly. So the first thing is like, obviously this is like how to score full marks in CLAT UG. Like full marks, it can be 12 out of 12, it can be 15 out of 15. So the next is importance of CLAT in UG. First is like in CLAT UG, it's like 2023, it is 15 out of 150, 12 out of 120. So you can see one thing, there is 10% maths question is there always. And if you can score 12 marks directly, if you can score 12, so you have a very higher chance to get into a bigger NLUs than a smaller NLUs. And when you are preparing, you should aim for the higher one. So this 12 questions or 15 questions can fetch you a very better standing in the race of NLUs. But remember one thing, this 12 questions, does it take a lot of time? No, it won't take a lot of time. It just take like your like daily around 1 to 1.5 hours. That's it. And in this timeline, you can do it. And subset, the most important thing, it is a deterministic thing. Like if you know it is correct, it is correct. So there is no question of even getting it wrong if you know this thing. So that's why math will fetch you something which has a very important standing in an overall structure, right? So next is obviously a lot of people have said me maths is all phobia or fear. Yes. Now you tell me, some people say like, sir, phobia or fear are the mostly same thing. So why you have written phobia or fear? So phobia is something that you genuinely fear, right? Fear can be like something can be irrational. Fear can be irrational, but phobia is not irrational. Phobia is something which you genuinely fear. I have seen a lot of people, especially those people who are preparing for CLAT, they think like we don't need to use maths after some time, right? We don't need to use maths in law. We don't need to use maths in, let's say, even in legal reasoning or something, whether if you do LLB, LLM, whatever this thing is, we are not going to use maths. So why to invest so much amount in maths? You need to invest so much amount in maths just to get into your dream NLU. That's it. So that is the only reason. And that's why the maths portion, they are given very logical portion. It's not you need to do a lot of like deep maths. It's like the lot of basic maths and how you can interpret data. So if you think like you are like mathophobic, like you have like a real fear for maths, but don't worry about it. Don't think about it. Just think about from like you are from day zero. Let's say you can say me like I have scored very less in class 10th. I have scored throughout my life very less. But this is the time where you can make a difference and you can actually approach for that thing. And you can actually go for from the like day zero slate, because you have around 7 months, 8 months for the test, right? Around 6, 7, 8 months. So in this 7, 8 months, you can actually develop in a very slowly, and you can do the entire thing which you have not done in your school days. And the most important thing is that in school days, you are not that matured. So let's say you are not getting a good teacher or a tutor, or like the way they have taught you maths, it's not interesting for you, but now you can make it a little bit better just by doing it by yourself, because this is a competitive exam. So the school thing and the competitive exam things are not same. In competitive exams, everyone is aiming for the same thing. So you cannot have a lesser foot in your pedal. You understand me, right? Those who are going with maths, those who are not going with maths, there is a huge difference of around 12 questions. And that these 12 questions can make it or can break it. So trust me, that's why. If you are also phobic to maths, that's fine. You can start from just the beginning. You can start from none. You can start from zero. You can start from like whether like you have not learned maths, anything. Let's say about like apart from the operations like addition, multiplication, subtraction, division. So you can start from that base, and then still you can score this perfect score. So that is the most important point you should remember. Like never give up. Never give up on maths, because this is the thing which will help you to get into the top NLUs. Next is obviously what exactly you need to do in maths. Very important thing, what exactly it's in your syllabus. What exactly you are going to do in maths. It's basically percentage is there, ratio is there and average is there, simple interest, compound interest. So this four thing, and obviously there is PPL also, like profit and loss. So these 4 or 5 things actually the most important part in CLAT. Because if you see the CLAT previous year paper, you have seen they have given you data interpretation mostly, like tables, pie charts, line graphs, multi-bar diagram, this kind of questions you may see. Like there are a lot of tables are there, like tables like this kind of tables might be there. So there are like a lot of datas are there. Data is there. In fact, otherwise it can be like a bar graph or it can be a pie chart. So pie chart was a question in the previous year also. So this kind of question you can see, a lot of questions based on this thing only, right? But then you will ask me to then if it is only about data interpretation, why we need to learn maths? We can directly just learn this data interpretation part or just the DI part, basic DI part. So that will suffice. The answer is no. You have to have a basic maths understanding because a lot of DI questions also include how to calculate profit percentage, loss percentage, discount percentage, even percentage growth, or in fact revenue kitna hua. So all of these things are very important even in solving DI also. And to solve DI, these are the major things you need to do. Percentage, ratio, average, SICI a little bit, but profit and loss. So these 4 chapters are very, very important for solving DI, remember. Because if you're not solving this, it's very difficult to solve DI because in DI, you might need to extract data from this chart, but then you might need to calculate the profit percentage. Then you might need to calculate the average. Then you might need to calculate like the percentage growth throughout a particular year. So all of these things come into the picture while we are doing DI. You understand me, right? What I'm saying. But important thing here you have to understand, these things are all arithmetic. What is it? Arithmetic. And arithmetic is something you have started learning maths with arithmetic. Initially, after learning the operators like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, what you learned? You learned arithmetic. So that is a basic kind of maths which you need to do. Now, let's say if you don't know percentage, basic percentage everyone knows because let's say you are going for a shopping mall, then you have seen there is a discount, 60% discount. So fatafat you can calculate a discount, right? Jo kitna discount ho raha hai, then what is the actual price? Kitna you are making profit, kitna you are saving. So all of these things are very common with our usual life. So this percentage thing is not a very complicated thing if you learn it properly. So you can start with from the basic percentage, then can go on, then can develop on the percentage. Then you learn profit and loss. After that you can use ratio also because ratio is also very common. What is ratio? That is just comparison. Let's say your salary to your friend's salary, your pocket money to your friend's pocket money, your height to your friend's height, your weight to your friend's weight. So all of these things are ratio. So these are the things which we generally commonly use everyday life, right? And it is not some kind of rocket science which you couldn't do. It's just you need a little bit of precision to do at least these 4 chapters, percentage, ratio, average and profit and loss. Because these 4 chapters are the building block of your entire quantitative technique section of CLAT. Because if you don't do this, it's very difficult for you to go with this kind of DIs and everything. So that's why these are the 4 important things we have started with, right? After this, there are 4 things which we have seen questions from this thing, that is simple interest, compound interest, time, speed, distance, mensuration. Mensuration, I'm including 2023 CLAT and 2022 CLAT as well. Mensuration and some basic probability. What is it? Basic probability. So basic probability you don't need to do. I just remove it, but you can do the basic mensuration at least, which is also like optional for you. But time, speed, distance and simple interest, compound interest you need to do because we never know like what kind of questions they might come up with next year. So to be sure about it, like we need to do this 4 chapters. Out of this 2 has to be there. You have to do questions based on boats and streams. So time, speed, distance is also a big chapter where the major important part is boats and streams, or general question on relative speed, average speed, this kind of questions. So these are the things we have seen holistically CLAT has tested. Even CLAT has tested basic probability also. CLAT has tested basic mensuration as well. So these are mostly like the syllabus of CLAT which we need to cover in your syllabus. Because these are the things which gives you a basic understanding how to approach DI. Then we come to DI. So DI is basically nothing but data interpretation. So if you have seen the paper of CLAT 24, You have seen like there are all the questions are based on certain kind of passage. So in DI also you will be provided with a particular table or a bar graph or something like this, a pie chart. So this is like colorful like pie chart, like this kind of things you will be provided with. Then there will be a header, a footer, and there will be, let's say, 6 questions followed by that. And you have to answer those 6 questions based on this data. So that is the data interpretation part, right? So in this case of data interpretation part, what you have to remember also in this particular case, the data interpretation initially requires all this basic kind of maths, and dhire dhire you will go with the different DI techniques and tools. Like some is I have written, that is pie charts, like tables, graphs, pie charts, line graphs. These are like the basic kind of DI sets, right? So that is table, pie chart, bar graph, multi-stack diagram. So all of these kind of DI sets you need to practice. And there are certain cases also called like reading based DI sets. So in that DI sets, it is a paragraph will be given. Now you need to make a table out of it, or you need to make a chart out of it, and you need to proceed in that way. So this is generally how we see the quant syllabus. So I hope all of you have understood the basic quant syllabus in here, right? Now if it is a basic quant syllabus, what we are basically trying to focus, right? The next thing is that how we can cover this entire topic. How exactly should be our plan. So now I will give you a 3 months comprehensive plan to crack, to like score a perfect, to make a perfect score in CLAT, right? So next go for the comprehensive plan. Month 1 you need to do percentage, ratio, profit loss, and basic DI. What you need to do? You need to do percentage, ratio, and profit loss, because these 3 things are very important. Percentage, ratio, profit loss. So month 1, when you are doing maths, month 1, so for 7 days at least take 2 hours every day to 1.5 hours. So first to go through like any class, understand the concept, then do take notes, then do practice question by yourself, like based on percentage. So 1 week just do questions on percentage, nothing else. 1 week just do questions on percentage. Second week, learn profit and loss and give the entire week to profit and loss, right? Third week, do third week or second week ratio. So do the entire week, only the ratio questions. Third week, go for profit loss, do the entire week profit loss. So if you see, if you are spending 1.5 hours every day, I need 10 hours of a week for each topic. How much? 10 hours of a week. So if you provide 10 hours of a week on percentage, trust me, you will know the basic, and even you will be very comfortable solving at least CLAT level questions. So this is very important. 10 hours practice in every topic. So every topic you will get a 10 hours of practice. So make sure you will do a 10 hours of practice every topic. So it can be like this 1.5 hours into 7 days. So which is kind of 10.5 hours. So taking on giving and take something more and less, it is 10 hours every week, right? For percentage, for ratio, for profit loss. Now after you have learned these 3 things, now go for the basic DI, like the basic DI sets, like basic tables, or it can be basic graphs. Do understand first, like learn how do you interpret data from a table, then try to solve those questions recurringly. Try to solve one table, one pie chart, one bar graph, one, let's say, line graph. So all of these kind of different kind of graphs you need to try. First try with the basic. So 1 week do basic and at least try to do 2 to 3 sets every day. So if you do 2 sets every day, so in a week you will do 14 sets. And in 14 sets you can cover 4 different types of DI sets. So that you have to do. So do you understand what is your first week schedule? So this is your, first month schedule. This is your entire first month schedule. The first month you just need to do this thing. So how much time I will need for you? That is 10 into 4, that is 40 hours. The first month you will provide 40 hours for maths. 40 hours for a month. So in an average, it is not even 1.5 hours, 1.5 hours a day. If you see 40 hours in 30 days, it is not even 1.5 hours. It is around 1.33 hours. So it is 1 hour 20 minutes is the average time it is required from you each day in maths. That's it. एक महीना इतना ही काम करो, ज़्यादा नहीं. Don't overdo, just do this because you have other things to do also. For math, just do this. 1.5 hours every day. Next month, let's see what you can do in next month. Month 2 mein you start with average. Obviously, average is also an important thing, and SI and CI. Because these are like the average is the next important thing, that the fourth important chapter I have said you, that is average, and week 2 do SI and CI. After doing this, after investing 20 hours here, now you are equipped with to do any kind of DI. Now you need to focus more on DI than on quant only. So now you need to focus a lot more on the entire system, like how the actual question comes, how exactly the passage comes. So that's why you have to practice this 2 weeks 2 DI, like 20 hours. And 20 hours you can solve 40 sets. And in 40 sets you can say 5 types into 8 sets. So you can 5 types, 8 sets you can solve in this next 2 weeks. So next 2 weeks, whatever you have learned, like percentage, profit loss, use all these concepts in DI. So you'll get those kind of DI sets where you need to use the concept of profit loss. You get those kind of DI sets where you need to use the concept of average, weighted average. Solve those kind of DI sets where you need to use the concept of ratio. And also solve different type of DIs like bar graph, pie chart, and all different type of DIs, right? So this is like the very important structure in your next month. So in next month, 2 months, almost you are CLAT ready. Almost you are CLAT ready. So now it is possible, like even you can score like 15 out of 15 or 12 out of 12 after this 1 month also, 2 months also, right? But the third month is also important. Third month, we try to make sure you won't lose any topic, right? You won't lose any topic. That is for the third month. So let's see what we will do in third month. Third month, we first will do mensuration, obviously. Second, we will do time speed distance, right? Mensuration and time speed distance. Mensuration is basically geometry. Do learn geometry, the basic geometry for 1 week. Do learn the basic time speed distance for 1 week. In time speed distance, major cheese is average speed, proportion, relative speed, and boats and streams. These 4 are like major important thing in time speed distance. So you just need to learn these 4 sections. These are the subsections. So these type of questions we generally see in CLAT mostly, right? So you just need to, this is based on CLAT 22 and 23 mostly, right? So these 4 things you need to learn in the second week. And in the third, 4th week, when you are going for DI, what exactly you are going to do now? Now we will go for reading based DI. What you will need to do? Reading based DI. If you see reading based DI, if you see the previous year CLAT question, you will see reading based DI. So reading based DI is something where the data is not in tabular form or in graph or in chart or in anywhere. The data is written in a passage form. Now you have to extract the data from that paragraph into a, let's say, a table or even a chart. Then you can solve this question. So that is this form of, so this thing is for the next 2 weeks. Next 2 weeks, just solve reading based DI. So try to solve at least around 15 to 20 reading based DI for the next 2 weeks. So now you are almost at par with everything. Now after that, one thing you can do if you want to do, that is a basic probability, that is up to you. If you don't want to do, you don't need to. But otherwise, in these 3 months, we have covered the entire CLAT syllabus. And if we have covered the entire CLAT syllabus in 3 months, the remaining months, what you need to do, you need to just practice a little bit of one-liner questions, but more like the data interpretation based questions, where there will be data and you need to solve those questions based on your concept, whatever you have learned. So this is how exactly your 3 months look like, and next is your what exactly you will do for the remaining time. That is just practice, and then you will start taking mocks and everything, and slowly you will be perfect. You will be getting the perfect score. You will be very close to getting to the perfect score, and that is our motive, right? Next is there is something which you have to remember. While doing maths, there are certain things I have always told people which you should remember. No matter what happens, you should remember this. There are certain things. First, proper rough work. Whenever you are taking or solving a question, do a proper rough work which you can understand by yourself after a certain point of time also. So the best thing is don't do any rough work. Do whatever you are doing in that copy only, so that you have a tab about it. And second, if you're solving a particular question, do check this question once in a while, right? So that's why this proper rough work is very important, because if you're starting maths, you should do all the rough work as your fresh thing. You should not do the rough work. You should write down, you should jot it down all the points what you're doing to solve a particular question. Very, very important. A lot of people generally are not very happy about these things, doing a lot of proper rough work. They just don't want it, but it is actually very helpful while you try solving questions. Next important is make notes. Very important. Let's say you have done percentage. So please take notes. Now there are 3 types of notes you need to take. First, the concept notes. Concept notes is like what are the concepts involved in percentage. What concepts exactly we need to know. Like in percentage, there are concepts like base change, there are concepts like successive percentage. So all these kind of concepts we generally do in concept of percentage. Second is important formula. So in case of important formula, let's say you need to learn the formula of base change. You need to learn the formula of successive. So this kind of formula you need to remember. And the third thing is important questions. So these things you have to take a note, because while you revise, you can do all these 3 things, you can check all these 3 things and you are good to go. You are good to go with a particular chapter, right? So these 3 things are very, very important while you are taking notes, because notes is very important, and this notes also will help you in revision. Because what you need to do, let's say after doing percentage and profit loss, you have to revise it again. You have to revise it again and again. So after every, let's say 15 days, 20 days, you should solve the certain questions based on percentage, certain question like 2-3 questions based on profit and loss. So this revision is very important, otherwise you will be forgetting when your CLAT is in your doorstep. CLAT is in your doorstep. So that is the first important thing you have to be, and you have to be careful. Like you cannot forget a thing. You cannot. You have no liberty to forget anything. So what you need to do, you need to revise with time to time. Very important. And to do all these 3 things, what you need to do, you need to be consistent. Because without consistency, you cannot achieve it. And you have to be consistent. It's not like today you have done 500 questions, next 8 days you are not doing anything. You cannot get a proficiency in a particular subject. If you want to get proficiency in a particular subject, you have to be consistent. You have to do it every day. Sleep well, do every day. Sleep well, do every day. That's how you can actually remember, memorize all of these things. Because a lot of people said maths is only logic, not something to remember. But I am telling you, there are a lot of things you need to remember in maths as well. A lot of results you can remember, a lot of techniques you can remember. So there is a part of memory also in maths. It's not only about logic. And also you need to do it faster. Let's see if you can solve 12 questions in 10 minutes or 12 minutes. So do you understand how much time you are saving for the other things? Like your 12 scores in 10 minutes and you know these 12 are the perfectly correct answers. So that's deterministic thing will give you a lot of boost in this type of cases, right? So please be consistent and please do not give up. When initially you start solving things, you might think you have attempted, let's say you are going to attempt 100 questions and you can see you only can do 5-7 questions. Please don't be disheartened. This happens with everyone. This happens with everyone who starts, right? But what you need to do, you just need to be consistent. Whatever kind of mistakes you are making, just go through the solution, understand where you made the mistake, and if you couldn't solve a question, understand what exactly you miss so that you could not solve the question. So these are very important parameter of learning. This is called analysis. So you have to analyze very well. Whatever you are doing, you have to be very proper in analyzing the effects of it. Then only you can learn slowly. So I can guarantee one thing. If you do this, you can score a perfect. You can score a perfect one in CLAT Maths at least. Because this is the simple technique to solve questions and to score full in CLAT Maths section. And trust me, if you score a full in CLAT Maths section, then what will happen, you have let's say 80 to 90% more chance to get into, let's say, NLU Bangalore or Nalsa Hyderabad or NUJS or GNLU, all of these kind of colleges. You have a much more, 80 to 90% higher chance to get into these colleges. So do not take maths very lightly. If you're looking for the top place, please be consistent with maths, and math is something which will help you to achieve the higher part of the dreams. Math is not going to help you for the base level. Math is going to help you for achieving the higher part of your dream, not the base level dream. So for that, you have to score a perfect in maths. So this is all about it. So I have already told you what exactly you want to do. So you can ask me questions also. So I have 5-7 minutes so I can answer your questions. So please feel free to ask me anything. So anything you want me to answer, anything you want to ask, anything. So Tuba has said like, how can you help me to clear the basics, or you can suggest some books. Resources are there. You can go to any website, and also you can join us also in iQuanta also. So we have also like some free resources. So you can take like those previous year papers are there. Also you can go for the NCERT books. Like if you want to start from the beginning, NCERT, RS Agarwal, those kind of books, these are very helpful. Also we have like basic maths videos in iQuanta dashboard. So if you are in iQuanta, so you can get access to the basic videos where you can learn from ekdam base zero. Like even from like addition, subtraction, we will keep you learning all of these things like from ekdam basic. Then after that you will get like all the other materials as well. So this is what you can do if you want to start maths. Any other question, guys? Extremely weak at maths, but I am good at other theory subjects. That's fine, Tuba. What you just need to do, you need to improve your maths, and that's how. Just give it 3 months. You won't recognize yourself. So it's like a sports. Let's say today I am swimming, tomorrow I am swimming. So there is hardly any difference in one day. But if I swim every day for 3 months, so for me now and me after 3 months, I can see a jump of let's say 40, 45, 50%. So this journey has to be consistent. No matter if you're not seeing any benefits, no matter if you're not seeing any result, no matter if you're not seeing any kind of improvement, you just need to trust the process and you need to continue it for 3 months, and then you can understand like there is something happening. There is something magical is happening. So only thing that will help you, that is your consistency. Even if you're facing a lot of difficulties, lot of disheartening feelings, lot of hopelessness, but still you have to carry on. Anything else, guys? Anything else, folks, you want me to ask regarding maths section of CLAT? Anything you can ask me. Anything, guys? If you have no question, then I will certainly signing off. So please let me know if you have any question, all of you guys. Anything, anyone? Is it fine, guys? Say anything, yes, no? Have you understood like how exactly you proceed through this? Any question you have? All good? So how many questions are there from different sections? So I'm telling you about maths exactly. So maths is exactly you need to solve 12 questions, and there are other sections like legal reasoning is there, RC there's logical reasoning is there. Logical reasoning is basically analytical reasoning. So they are different part. So the remaining will give you around how many questions? Like 108 questions and 12 questions based on this thing. And I guess like this gives you an answer. Thank you, guys. Thank you for your patience. I hope you have a better understanding how to proceed with maths. And we will see you definitely in the class if you are joining with us. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot. And see you guys in classes.